mean, if I think about Henley this year just gone, the final of the Remington racing Australia, we're down by a length within the first 500 meters. So many very well-respected coaches, rowers, athletes, former athletes from within the UK, from around the world, they came up to me after the race and they were like, yeah, we thought it was over. We heard over the tunnel approaching the barrier, Australia lead by a length, whatnot. They all thought they thought it was done, and none of us in the boat thought, "Oh, that's over," it's done and dusted. And so, actually, if you played my recording, the closing stage of that race, I'm pretty much going apeshit because you are willing to grind the gears and go through whatever it takes to bring about a performance, and then you finish that and you reflect on it and you think, "How can I do this better? What can I do?" But
I think but also no one has that feel in the boat. I've had races. There was a race I did under 23s. Just races where the coaches have been like, "God, you left that really late," but in the boat, it's like, no, like we had it. Like if you know how you feel, like your perception of how you're doing, whether you've had a good or a bad start, or like what you've got left to come, like you can't just look at it from the outside and say that. Plus the fact that like. It doesn't matter if I'm a length down or 2 lengths down or 3 lengths down. Like it's Henley final. Like I don't care what anyone else on the bank thinks. Like we're going for it.
Plus, from the bank, no one knows how much you've got in the tank, and that is such a big part of knowing where you are in the race. You obviously know how much you've got left. You know how much you can push on as a crew. So only you know how deep the gauge can go.
Yeah, and you get to the point like when you're at that level with those athletes and that crew and having rowed that amount of time, where like. I know if someone's going to beat me, they're going to have to bring like beyond world class level. We know we're world class, so like if you want to beat this, like you're going to have to be even better. Like that can give you that's quite a lot of strength and power in it. But yeah, I mean, I go back to, hopefully I didn't talk about it too much, when I won the Henley in the Thames Cup. Like we were racing a Tideway Scullers crew that had been put together with a whole bunch of guys that basically got really close in finals but not won. From a bunch of different clubs in London, and they'd gone that year to win Henley, and they smashed us at Met before we got on camp. Like they really just strangled us. They went out like length, maybe like half a length of clear water, just sat there the whole race. We hadn't raced them since. They'd had a much more impressive run to the final. And like everyone in Henley was like, "You're going to lose." Like Ben Lewis told me, he was like, he literally like, there was only 9 people in Henley that day that didn't realise they're supposed to lose that race. And like they like on paper, they were probably a stronger crew. And like they've already beaten us that year. We probably shouldn't have won it. And probably the only reason we did is because we believed we could. And a lot of that came from just having that tight group, having a fantastic coach, Brian Armstrong, who from the very start had like made us believe that it was possible. And going out and like having like incredible nerves. But at the same time, like feeling like it wasn't our destiny, but it was like it was ours to take. Like if we wanted it, we can go and take it. And that again, we raced that race in a way that we'd never raced before. We did 38 off the end of the island to the barrier, and then we settled to 34. And we went back and like we never settled. We did that whole final at 38, which we'd never done before. And then that comes down to like talking about having a cox and a cox who can trust the stroke man, a cox who can see. Who looks down at 38 and is like, okay, like, but it feels good, it feels okay, it feels right where we are, like
and crossing your gut, like, a lot of the time your gut knows where you're at, it knows if it's on.